Hello DC fans, thanks so much for clicking on this video. My name is Chris. This is not a drill. They just went ahead and announced we will be getting DC Fandome once again for the year of 2021. Anybody who was alive and there for the first DC Fandome, it was freaking hits. We saw the Batman trailer, just a bunch of... What I'm going to do here for you guys is giving you all the details about DC Fandome Part 2, what movies we can expect to see stuff, because now we have a guaranteed date of when we're going to see some trailers, some posters, some costumes, all that exciting stuff that it's like, Comic-Con who? So be sure you guys leave me your opinions down below on if you're happy that DC Fandome Part 2 is happening this year. Do you think this is a great tradition to get started every year? And give me your wish list or your most anticipated for what you want to see at DC Fandome 2. Alright, so it was announced here just moments ago by the official DC Twitter handle, and they said the epic global event is back. Return to DC Fandome October 16th. 2021. So that's when we're going to be seeing DC Fandome come this year, is in October 16th of this year. And if you're still somebody who's confused and doesn't understand what's a big deal about this, I didn't know what was going on last year. I was dealing with something called the Rona. Well, DC Fandome is basically this virtual event that Warner Brothers went ahead and made up so that they can showcase all their upcoming DC movies, show cast interviews, upcoming trailers, posters, and really just hype people up about their upcoming DC projects. Not even movie stuff. They also talk about television, comic books, animated stuff in the works. It's everything related to DC. And we know that we can be hyped about this event because last time they really brought it with bringing at least some sort of footage for every highly anticipated movie. Like, they literally showed us a 2.5-minute Batman trailer thinking we were going to get the movie a year later. Then they moved it 2 years away, which, okay, we'll probably get another Batman trailer come this DC Fandome. But let's go ahead and talk about that, about what we can expect to see for the movies, because there's even a joke that you could bring in all the stuff that they showed us at the previous DC Fandome and use it again for this one, because everything we got to see did not get to come out. Minus Zack Snyder's Justice League, of course. That's just how the pandemic ruined a lot of stuff for us, but I think this time around, they are prepared. They're gonna have a lot of stuff to showcase for us and blow our minds, and it was also a huge successful event for them, which makes sense why they would do it a second time, because DC was trending all day that day and kind of took up the space of social media and people talking about it for that entire week with everything they showed us. But okay, diving deeper into the things that we can expect to see for sure, let's get into some of the trailers, the things that the movies that I think we will for sure be getting actual footage of at DC Fandome. Obviously, the Batman. I highly doubt they will bust out another full-length trailer for the Batman. I think the smart thing to do for them there is to probably release a small little clip of the movie, just like a little 30-second, 40-second scene of the film to give you a taste of Robert Pattinson's Batman. Maybe him fighting some other thugs or something like that. But then again, another full-length Batman trailer, I won't be complaining, and you know it'll be the action-packed trailer they play over and over. So the Batman for sure, getting some sort of footage. That movie's basically done and ready to go. Can't really talk about the Suicide Squad because by the time DC Fandome Part 2 happens, the Suicide Squad would have already been released. So if anything, they could announce a sequel to that Suicide Squad movie, or they'll just ignore it and be like, hey, it happened. Let's move on to the next couple projects. Black Adam, for sure, the Dwayne Johnson movie will be getting footage because right now they are currently filming it. So that means they have several months until DC Fandome to get at least 1 minute of footage instead of this concept trailer that they threw at us the first time around, which was still pretty good to look at. I think the costume reveal of what Dwayne Johnson is going to be looking like is going to be the most hyped thing, especially all the costumes for the Justice Society of America. I do have some exclusive photos I want to show you guys, but I'm going to be bringing that to you guys on the next episode of Sideflick, so stay tuned for the channel for that because I got some great photos to show y'all. The other movie that'll for sure have some footage and probably will be the first full-length trailer is the Flash movie with Ezra Miller. I am unbelievably hyped for this Flash film because of the multiverse, bringing in Michael Keaton's Batman, having Ben Affleck's Batman. I just can't imagine how kooky and weird this film is going to look like, and we are for sure going to be getting that trailer come at DC Fandome, along with the look of that new suit and Michael Keaton as an old Batman. Like, that alone is going to be my most anticipated thing at DC Fandome. Aquaman 2 also just started production, so that's a movie that has a couple of months to get some footage racked up and ready to show at DC Fandome, so you can expect a teaser trailer for Aquaman 2. We also have Shazam 2 called Fury of the Gods. Now, they are barely starting up production, and that movie actually won't be released till June of 2023, which is a long ways away from October 2021, so I think they'll just be showing us stills of that, not really footage, or it could just be the cast members talking about the movie and expressing how excited they are for it. There's a lot of wild card movies that are just these random solo films that DC went ahead and announced that are still films I want to hear about and get a closer look at DC Fandome to see what are they going to show us. Are they going to show us some concept footage, like concept art of what the costume will look like, or official castings to their future with this? Something like the Blue Beetle movie I'm very excited for. I don't think they'll have any footage ready by DC Fandome, but I would love to see concept art of what they're planning to do with the movie. Same thing with the Zatanna film. I mean, the writer of that movie just recently won an Oscar this past weekend, so you know they're definitely going to be making that movie and have something great in store for us. But I think the thing we wish for every year at DC Fandome that doesn't come true, but we have them high hopes, is ¿Dónde está my Superman movie? There's been a lot of talks if Henry Cavill will still be the one to return or if he's even part of the DCU anymore, because the man's very busy doing other stuff. And the most recent talk for a Superman movie is that they're gonna go with a black Superman. And I'm perfectly fine with that. It's not exactly Clark Kent, our universe Superman. It's a multiverse version of Superman from a different universe that has a different origin than Clark Kent. And it really seems like the DCU is pushing for this multiverse thing where they just give us solo movies of superheroes in these worlds. That might be the announcement we get for Superman, is who will be playing our black Superman, or if they're going with the black Superman route and instead maybe giving us Man of Steel 2 with Henry Cavill, which I just highly doubt. It's coming close to over a decade since that movie came out, and it's just like, I don't think we're getting a part 2, y'all. You also have all the HBO Max shows that they're going to be coming out with. The Peacemaker show with John Cena that looks to be bloody as hell. There's been some set photos released where John Cena's just covered in blood head to toe. The Gotham Central show that'll be about the Batman universe starring Jim Gordon. That's something I want to see some footage of that they'll probably go ahead and showcase to us. And heck, they'll probably make announcements to other HBO Max spin-offs in that universe and what they're planning to do. And you know what, now that I'm thinking about it, the HBO Max show I'm most excited to hear from is about this Green Lantern live action show they have in the works. We have yet to see anything really about it. We know some details that it might be kind of like an anthology following different Green Lanterns from different time periods in different planets. That sounds really fascinating. I have been dying for the DC to restore the Green Lantern universe, because man, ever since that Ryan Reynolds movie, they just don't want to touch it. Nonetheless, DC Fandome Part 2 is happening. I think it's going to be an exciting time. There's a lot of exciting things in the DC universe. I think the only thing that scares me is there's going to be some Restore the Snyder Cut fans that are going to be a little mean that day that they don't announce anything for Zack Snyder and continuing that universe, which, yes, I agree that sucks, but that shouldn't mean you ruin the event by being mean to other people who are excited for all this other stuff. But let me know your guys' opinions down below. Are you excited for DC Fandome Part 2? What is your most anticipated thing to see there? What is your wild card that they would go ahead and announce? Because they announced the Static Shock movie last time around. What'll be the wild card thing that they announce this time around? Anything, everything, be sure to like and subscribe. Follow me on Twitter at 3C Film Review. As always, I'm Chris. Take care.